Okay, this video is an introduction to the app Skitch, which is right here and is connected or made by the same developer that makes Evernote. Evernote is discussed in another video, but we're going to go through Skitch right now. Okay, the first thing that opens up with Skitch is either this, which is my photo album, or also could be a intro screen if you've never used it before. Skitch has the ability to take a picture or a document and then notate over the top of it. So if you've watched the Bayboard video, you have a lot of the same functionality, with the exception that you're never starting from a blank screen. Unless, of course, you take a picture of a white background, or if you used a blank white document, something like that. On the side here, I have my options to put in other things, such as a PDF, maps, or just to take a new picture, that sort of thing. I'm going to take an image that I have in here, which is the image of a worksheet. And what Skitch allows me to do is to take this and then annotate, as I said, over the top of it. So I'm going to zoom in. I have a study guide here, and say I were going over this study guide with students and I wanted them to look at certain things. I have tools over here on the side that, of course, are, as they say, pixelate, emoticon, stamp, draw, shapes, text, and arrow. We'll kind of go through them. Pixelate works awesome if I need to take a picture of student work and I want to redact their name. So say, for instance, up here at the top where it says Chapter 18 Study Guide, that was a student's name, and this study guide was actually an essay or something like that. What I would do is I would take the Pixelate tool and then I would go over the top of that, and it would pixelate out that information. So I can redact any personal information. This is one advantage over Bayboard. It does not have this tool. So if there's anything that you need to block out, usually it's personally identifiable information, but if, I don't know, it was something else, that it was some text or something that was inappropriate but you still needed to use the document, you have the Pixelate tool available. Next, emoticons. This is a new thing that they added just in the last, I don't know, a couple months. And you can put these wherever. And, you know, just kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. Beyond that, one of the things that I find useful is the check blank. So if I wanted to say, pay attention to this, or this is really what you should do, I can add that in there and I can make it how I need it to be. And it allows you to rotate as necessary. So if I need to drag it over, and it's kind of choppy because it's viewing this through reflector right now, but I can say, yep, that's what you should do, or no, that's what you shouldn't. And then I could do, you know, a question mark of, oh, you know, what's the deal with this, or that sort of thing. I have used this sometimes to take pictures of, if I have a smaller class, take an individual picture of each student's work and use this to notate it and provide some feedback, because I can say, you know, what's the deal here? And then if I want to add something to that, I can add in something like, I always used something to this extent, and I can put that in there. I can always export any of my little drawings here because they export back out of this program, which is useful if you need to email them or communicate them back to kids. There's a highlighting tool, which is really great for correcting as well. So over the top, I can highlight areas that are problematic, or if I want to use it more as just a pen, and I can do things like this, you know, check marks and so on and so forth. I can adjust the width of how many pixels it is. by going over there, including adjusting the color. So say that I wanted to go real bad here and it's a red, wrong. I can do that over the top of that. And I have the text option if I want to put in a text box. I didn't use that very often. I can put in a shape. If I put in a shape, usually it was a circle because I wanted to indicate something with a circle. That allows me to do that. And an arrow if I wanted to add in a notation and say, hey, look at this, or hey, look at this. I was able to draw the arrows. So ways that you can use this, again, showing exemplars of student work. You can use it as a way to provide feedback to kids. So if this was a student's document and I was done with it, I would go up here. Remember, this is the universal symbol for export or get it out of that program and get it to something else. I can click that and I can hit share. That will give me my airdrop options, so depending on whatever I have linked to this right now. I have, of course, email linked. I could save it, and I also have it linked to Evernote. And the way that, since Skitch is developed by Evernote, the way that they work together is that it allows you to keep track of work in Evernote. So say for instance I wanted to track student work over time. I could use Evernote essentially as a portfolio for that student and have a folder with each student's name on it in Evernote, and I could keep these sketch drawings in that as a portfolio. If I don't want to export it because I'm just showing it in class, this is essentially what you got. You just need something to annotate over the top of, and you don't need to save it typically. If you want to save it and it's more note space and you're going to send it out to everyone, I would save it as an image, and then you can then email it out to a contact group or something like that if you're using it more as notes. But that's Skitch. Free app, pretty powerful on all the teacher iPads throughout the district. Hope you like it.